Sent to everyone. Right. All right, there we go. Let's get this screen out of the way. Don't need that, don't need that. Here we are, oh, right back to where we were. All right, here we go. So, I'm gonna get our terminal up. CD projects, trades, Rails S. This window nice and big. Also, so you can see it over here. Reload. All right, so we're logging in. Welcome back. So this isn't that useful. Look at that user field. That doesn't make any sense, right? To have a user field there. Like, what do I type in the user ID for myself? I don't want that, right? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the form here, and we're going to get rid of that field. That field is not something that the user should be able to assign. Okay? We also want, copy this little snippet here, with iteration. We also want to validate the score, make sure it's present, right? That should not be empty. Caption, I think it's okay if they don't want to put a caption. That seems fair, right? So we'll leave, we won't add any validations to caption. So it belongs to user score. And the user, though, also has many venerations, right? So
that has many venerations is as many
that's
pictures.
That's the opposite relationship to the belongs to. So veneration was created by a user, right? So it's the user that it belongs to, and the user has many venerations that they create. So now Rails knows about the relationship going in both directions. So what that adds is the user method. A user has a method called venerations now that will give you back all the venerations they created. Also, we can use that relationship to create a veneration that belongs to that user. So right now, if we go to this controller, veneration.new, right? Right here, veneration.new for create, that just creates a new veneration, right? So one thing we could do here is say veneration.user is the current user, right? But what's even easier to do than that, because the authentication method blocks everything but these two actions. So all of these down below, the user must be signed in, right? So we have a current user. So what we can do is say current user dot venerations.new, right? Because we said user has many venerations, it adds this venerations method that lets us create new users. So what this is going to do is when we create this user from the parameters from the form, when we send it up, the user is already going to be filled out, and it's going to be the user that's logged in right now, right? Down here, Rails did this for us by default. When we generated the model, it made that an editable field. We don't want that to be an editable field, right? So let's create a veneration. Let's refresh this. Let's see what happens if we create a veneration now, like K and the score is 0, right? Or let's say 4 for exceeds expectations. I can change this to awesome. We have to remember, we don't have our pictures yet. Cool. So look at that. Look who the user is. That's a pretty shitty representation of a user, right? So let's go back into the show. Veneration.user, how about user.email? Okay. So that's the user who
Like on the last one, you put a chop it off, slice.
Yeah, yeah, I could do that too, right? Like user split on the @ and then dot titleize. Oh wait, split on the @ gives us an array. Then I want the first element from that array and then titleize that string. And so that's something that we've used often enough that maybe we want to make a helper method for that.
And now titleize would just mean it gets the capital.
Yeah, so Rails adds some extra things to strings. So if I say foo, I can say foo.titleize and get foo. So what about like this little piggy went to the market? Yeah, see that?
Oh, so in title, like it's
Each word.
a book.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other things like camelize. Wait. We have to. It assumes you've underscored it already. I don't think it's underscore-ized. I think it's just underscore. Underscore. I can't remember how to. There's a way. There's one. There's a whole bunch of them. You can say pluralize. So if you went to the markets, right? Like dog dot pluralize dogs. How about piggy? Piggies, IES, right?
Wow, that's smart.
How about fish? Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's got dictionary. Goose.
Ox, oxen.
Ooh, wow.
I wonder about goose. Goose, I don't know. Goose, I don't know. Gooses, yeah, that's wrong.
Goose is
so. How do we want? What if we want to fix that?
We tripped up, really.
Right? Check this out. Inflections. See this? Inflections right there. So we could uncomment this and say that the so it's matching ox and it's adding in for the plural and the singular. Uncountable, fish and sheep, right? Person, people for irregular. So let's add an irregular one. And let's say goose. Oops. And geese. Okay. And let's come out of here. Let's come back in. There it is.
Geese. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Right in there.
So it's not magic. It just all those things have been programmed in already. Right? It has a basic set of rules that it knows, and then there's a bunch of special cases that have been programmed in for English, but maybe not for your language, or maybe not for special words that are specific to what your app is doing. So you can go in and add those.
And now they're all commented out. How did
these? So all of these examples are active by default.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just showing you examples. Yeah.
So you can know how to do it.
That's exactly right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The more you know about Rails, the more it really does a lot for you. It has something there that you can refer to. Because I was going through some of these forms. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what it means yet, but it's.
Cool. So what we don't have, though, is the files, right? So let's say a veneration has an image, and it's this is the part that I've never done before. So first let's make sure also that we can't delete somebody else's picture, right? So let's go. Let's log out. Let's log back in as the other account here. Right now, there's nothing stopping me from deleting that, right? So if I wanted to delete that, I could. So let's go over to the venerations controller here. Edit, show, set veneration only. Let's take show out of here, okay? Edit, update, and destroy. These ones, it should belong to you to do those, I think, right? So for edit, update, and destroy, this should not be veneration.find. It should be current user dot venerations.find. So you can only edit. You can see all of them, but you can only edit those. Which means up here for show, we need to, because we took it out of that list, so we need to say all venerations again. So for show, it can be any veneration. But for, maybe let's call this set own veneration, just to make it very clear, right? Just set your own veneration. So use so we're logged in as my other email address. Let's venerations controller. So for edit, create, not edit, for edit, update, and destroy now, like I said, it's only going to find your own. So if I try to destroy this, boom, couldn't find it. Right? Threw me back in it. Which I think is fine. I'm okay with leaving it as an error, but to make sure that users don't encounter that error unless they're trying to be malicious, which they'll get an error if they are trying to be malicious, we can just hide these buttons if it's not yours. So let's go into the view, the index view. And here we can say link to edit. Actually, I think Rails has a link to, I think link to if will still show it, but what we want to do is just say if veneration user is equal to current user. We only want to show this link. There it is, right? So let's show and edit, because I added this like if the end here, show and edit and delete went away. So now if I log out and I log back in as myself, I can edit those because that's me. So what else do I want to do? I want, oh yeah, when we're showing it, I think it has the edit button here, right? So we also want to hide that. So we can use a regular old. There. I want that there, and then if generation current generation.user is equal to current user. So if I log out, well, let's just go look at the venerations here and do a show. Veneration.user, wait, oh, not show, sorry. This is, I did this in the wrong, bad, put that in the wrong template. Show template. Okay. Now if I'm not logged in, all I can do is see it, right? Let's log in, 32. Oh, there's my edit link. So, files. Let's add files now. So, this is something new for me. I've not used active storage before. It's a new feature. I used to use some third-party libraries. Storage overview. Let's get rid of edge guides. I want to be on the. So you could read all this. It talks about how it works in the config folder. It says that for test mode, it's going to use the local disk, so store the files on your hard drive. Local development, hard drive. But then there's all these other ones, right? So which one? Your cloud storage, Microsoft Azure storage, which is even for here is the files that we would take one for that format. Cool feature. Amazon's a pretty easy way to go. This is, you would basically just set up an Amazon Web Services account, get your access keys and put them here, and then name the bucket, and that would work. It would just work. Everything else would you wouldn't have to change anything else in your app as long as you're, which is actually pretty cool. Used to be a big pain in the ass. So if we look in the development, so see this is called local here for disk storage. If we look in, so config environments in the development environment, config active storage services local, right? What are we going to use in production? Right now, it's configured for local. Depending on how we deploy our app, if we're deploying it to our own server, then yeah, local storage is fine because we're probably going to have hard drive space on the server, and that's where the app's going to be served from, like, you know, out on the internet. But when we get into deployments next week, we're going to use a service called Heroku. Heroku, you can deploy your app to it, but it doesn't give you access to the local file system for storing extra files. You have to put them somewhere else. Heroku itself is deployed in Amazon's web services, so it makes sense to go ahead and use Amazon's other web services for the file storage too. So that's what we're going to configure next week. We'll deploy this app into production next week, and then maybe even get a pull request into the gradebook so that it starts using this next week. That'd be cool. And this will we'll change this to use the Amazon Web Services S3. But for now, we'll just leave it be because we're not worried about production. So, there you go. Yeah, switch it up for Amazon. Good. Blah, blah. Has one attached. That's the method. The veneration has one attached. Venerations controller. Nope, sorry, the veneration model. That's one attached image. Right? And then the venerations controller, if we're going to allow them to upload an image, we need to permit them to do it here. Right? Otherwise, it'll just ignore it. This is more than we need. Do I just say file field? File. So I think our venerations form image, and I think we just change this to file field. Then in our show page, just put this here. I just want to see what's going to happen. Oops, it's not file, it's image. So, field. I did not mean field. I meant file field. File field. Okay. So, if search. Now. Yeah, how about this for let's save image as. Oh, it's a WebP. WebP is are these all gonna be WebP? WebP is GIF is actually a really bad file format. It's a really old file format, but it's the only file format consistently supported across browsers that supports animations, right? But the quality is horrendous. You can only have 256 colors, which is why they're always grainy looking. Yeah. And the compression is awful. Like a movie file is way smaller. WebP is a file format meant for the web that Google came up with to make animated images that is less shitty than GIF, right? But it's not supported universally across browsers. So if we do like, can I use WebP? See how well supported it is. Chrome. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So if we go back over here to Giphy, let's do this and open it in Firefox, and let's see if they serve us something different. Now, look at the quality difference. Do you see that? The graininess in her face there? And look over here. It's much better. They're also, the frame rate is much smoother for all of these. See how there you go. See all that noise in his face there? You see it?
Yeah.
And if you look over here, oh, well, that's a bad example, probably because these came from GIFs. But the potential for the file quality, also the file size. Let's copy image address, put it over here. Well, let's download it. Desktop. And then let's go over here. Copy image location. If we save. Oh God, it's a video. God, they're really messing with me. Let's see. Can I download it? I just want to download it. Just download the freaking GIF. Okay, that worked. All right, so the WebP file, which obviously, like, as far as like my browser's like, I don't know how to preview that. What the hell is that? Well, it's only 560 kilobytes, right? So about half a megabyte. This is almost 2 megabytes. So it's 4 times as big. And the quality, I guarantee, is better on the WebP. So, but tips are what we got, right? So now I get this on my desktop. Now, one fancy thing we could do here is support WebP where available, and convert it, make GIFs available too. That's all fancy back-end processing we could add later. Almost anything possible. But let's do this, pick this. Score is 4. And let's leave the caption blank. Cool, look at that. Active storage attached one. That's not how we want to present that. I want to actually see the image, right? So there's a helper method for that. Over here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted active guides, or guides.rubyonrails.org. Active storage overview. Helper. Get a download link. Linking to it. URL for it. There it is. So on the show page, we just say URL for. Huh. Like that's not that helpful, right? But what if we go to this? What if we go up here? We go to it. Aha! Right? So let's do this. Image, paste that in. Boom. There we go. Now we've got, yeah. So now we've got image uploads.
Just to see if it works.
Yeah, you can just make an image tag and just make up the service.
No, I just want to see if it was working.
Yeah. So now over here, I want to see a thumbnail, right? Ooh. Can we get but if we have 2 megabytes for every one, the little thumbnails are going to suck, right? So transforming images, right? These variants, resize, previewing files. Ooh, preview. This is cool. So, gem, magic, right? Let's add that to our gem file. We go to the gem file. Image Magic is a image processing library that's available on a lot of systems or can be installed. Look at this. There it is. Commented.
But what if you don't know? All the gem files should be different than gem file that you look up in.
Like in this file already?
Yeah.
Oh, well, some comments are already there. I'm just showing y'all common stuff, but less common stuff, you can read about it, blog posts, or looking for it on GitHub, like that. Type it in.
Yeah. You put it in there, and then what do you have to do to make it active?
Oh, I
redeploy?
just uncommented it, and then I go over here, and I will, this is just like an NPM package. So, but instead of adding it from the command line, I add it to the file, and then I type bundle install. Yes. NPM or Yarn would add you save, or that's a, save development or whatever. It modifies the package.json for you. With gem files and bundler, you can buy the gem file yourself. So now we've got mini magic. So what we want to do is get a thumbnail. What's the difference between variant and preview? Oh, variant resizes it. Preview gives you a preview of extracting the first frame from a video.
That's cool.
Does variant work for GIFs?
This is active files or whatever.
Active storage, yeah.
I haven't even looked at it.
Okay. Ooh, image tag. Oh, you don't have to even, oh man, that's even better. Look at this, where we run our show here and we did all this stuff here. URL4, all that. Get rid of this. Image tag. Oh, because I restarted the server. Oops. Yeah. I'm making the curated GIF repository for the gradebook. So next week we're going to deploy it into production and put a pull request into the gradebook to use this instead of the Giphy API.
Yeah.
Oh, image tag, there it is. So this will be for, this is the first one I'm putting in for exceeds expectations.
Yeah. I don't see those often. Yeah. Question?
Cool. So let's try the variants. So let's take this, and over here on the index page, I want to add a column, right, for the thumbnail. But only, but I don't want to see back here, right? Womp womp. If generation.image, right? The attachment is no. Less a blank. Oh. Oh. This one, I'm confused. Oh. Interesting. Let's Google that error. Attached. You have to actually ask if it's attached. That's wild. Okay. So that you can't use blank.
Right.
Or if it's there, because it always it returns a proxy object, even if it's there or not. So you got attached. There we go. Yeah. Well, the attachment is nil, so that didn't work. Why? Self.image attached. Why is that? Oh, it has one attached.
Generation is the object that has your attachment on it.
Yeah, it's not attached. Oh, if. Oh, I had my logic wrong. There it is. So there's the big one, right? But we don't want to see that big old one, right? We want to see dot. variant resize, variant resize by 100.
Well, that one might be generating if it's not there.
Ooh, that's interesting. What's happening here? You must have Image Magic or Graphics Magic installed. Do you have a preference? Isn't Graphics Magic the one that's like newer and better?
I have to assume that Roku has one of those installed.
I'm sure both.
Who's going to do Roku's one graphics?
Focusing on blah blah blah. Graphics. I'm just gonna go with Graphics Magic. Why not? So graphics. Might be hyphenated. It might be one word. Yep.
You know, there's an environment code you can set that doesn't update Homebrew every time you just want to install something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like no auto update Homebrew.
I wouldn't mind if it just did it in the background once a day.
Yeah, I just don't want to do it like I need to install something.
Now, yeah.
No, I don't care if there's new updates.
It's like when the Mac asks me if I want to install updates and reboot right now. I'm like, I literally just fucking opened my computer.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to do it right now. Remind me later. Then the next time I open my computer, it's like, do you want to do it now? I'm like, why didn't you ask me any other time but this moment when I'm about to start doing something?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it right now. There it is. It's no underscore. Yeah.
Well, that's not only I have to ask you a question. Did you see that awesome site that I put in instructor Slack? CSS patterns as CSS.
No.
Freaking amazing. Maybe not as amazing to you, but like this person has a pattern gallery.
Okay.
Every one of those is just CSS.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to reproduce this where there's a theme. So here's what I'm doing.
That's all great.
Yes. So I have I can always just put that gradient right on there. See what I'm trying to do? Like,
yeah, okay. The gradient is on the figure, and then there's a figure.
Right. And then are you putting the colors on the thing that's inside?
Yes.
So if I put a div,
that is in a repo, so my implementation.
Yeah.
Exactly that is.
So I do this. Now what I need to do is put this style on a div, right?
Did you do like any dimensions?
It should, well, the div should be. No, but I didn't have that before. So I was trying to do like all kinds of things with like. Here, it should just be 100%. I don't understand. You're saying that I can put this thing on the figure. See my image that's on the figure is not showing through.
You don't have the sizing. Are you just seeing a corner of the image? The browns?
Oh yeah, maybe that's what it is. Okay, cool. It's backwards in the way I think. Right, so the color goes on the inside thing.
Because it's over top of.
Okay, that makes sense. So now, if instead of this background image, I just do one of these crazy.
Just do a gradient. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, wacky things. Oh my god. Polka dots.
Yeah.
Because I'm amazed.
The checkerboard or the stripes is the standard graphic software.
Yes.
Yeah. So mine is just gradients, a gradient with hard stops.
Yeah. Like reading about how like you can do multiple linear gradients and they just like overlap each other. It was neat. Like, I didn't expect that to.
Yeah. And with the linear gradient, if you do like a gradient from black to white, and then like say like at the 25% mark, so from you're black, and then at 25% you're black, and then at 25% you're white, and then at 50% you're white. It'll be black, white. But you have to have two colors at the same point.
Right.
One ends the previous color as the same color. The other one starts the next color, and it doesn't. So you never see the gradient. It just has hard stops.
Yeah.
At the same points for the color.
Yeah. I mean, just like the things they were able to like create, like yin and yang, like amazed.
That's dope.
Amazed.
That's dope. Yeah.
This is really cool. Just the fact that all these exist is very.
It's one of those things that, like, once you get the basic technique down, you can make it.
Yeah.
Some of it might require some code to write the code, but.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, yeah, what's up? Honey, I can barely understand you over mommy's speakerphone. All right, hey, tell her I'm in the middle of a lecture, okay? All right, bye. And my daughter thought it was so funny that they did a safe, like I forget what they call it. They call it something else, but it's active shooter drills for the kids. And the first time they did it, she was in the bathroom, like on the toilet when the drill started. And then they did another one today, and she was on the toilet again when the drill started. So 2 times in a row. So here, check this out. Look at that.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. So look, it actually compressed it poorly, but let's take a look at the image that it made. I'm curious how big it is. 154 kilobytes. It resized it down. So I wonder if we do a preview instead of, or if we'll just get a single frame. Oop. Unpreviewable. Okay, so GIFs aren't previewable. That answers that. It's because of the type of file. If it was a movie or like a PDF or something, it would do some kind of conversion to it. But that's cool. That's super cool. So what we probably want to do now is give these a better view on the index page, or we like just see a whole bunch of images, right? Then you can click on and get the other details, right? And I don't need edit and destroy buttons on this page. They should just be when I click on the image and see the details. So this would be the backend app. Let's edit this one and attach an image to it. There wasn't an image attached to it before, right? Let's find let's go on immigrant. Find something good. Let's see, how about, yeah. Do we got safe search?
I guess myself. You can go blind.
These are all ones. Yeah.
Feel good.
Oh, you know what? What was that one app I used to use? Octo. No, not Octopop. It was called Mac app. It was called Mac. If Mac app. Okay. I swear it had pop in the name and the icon was a little octopus. GIF search.
XP on the background to control batteries.
No, not a lot.
All of a sudden, my battery started. I got 20% of usually I got 50 or more.
Might have had something running, a browser page open that was sucking some juice, mining some cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I get all this.
I can't. Not enough. Not enough.
Not enough?
Not enough.
What you said?
Not enough, yeah. Well, I started selling a whole bunch of stuff off, like, over the last 8 months as it was falling down. I was taking some profits.
You regret doing that?
No, because
I was about to say.
I would have a lot less. Let's put it this way. Cash money that I've put in of my own is about $8,000. I've probably taken 50, 60,000 profit, and I still have a good chunk. Yeah. So yeah, I don't regret selling one as well.
Oh, okay.
Now I do regret not selling when I could have paid off my mortgage.
Yeah.
Right in January when I had like over $250,000 from that 8,000, I should have taken it all. Yeah, but I was greedy and I held on to it since then. So now, thankfully, it's like kind of plateaued. But I actually don't own any Bitcoin. Mine's all in other cryptocurrencies.
They probably the big input. Yeah, I come in and then money for 5,000. Just to pray. And then once they do the 5,000, they can buy them the limited.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the guys are buying like